Yeah, I've been gone for a minute. Sport Mason Night 333. We're definitely at a shooting scene on 62nd and Budlong where a female was just shot in broad daylight. People said there were kids and people out here. Again, at 62nd and Budlong. If you know anybody in this immediate area, you definitely want to check on your loved ones. And I hate to sound like, a broken record, but, kids all this week. 3 kids shot, 97th in Vermont, female, kids, summer night programs that started. And so the parks are filled with families and people that's trying to get out the house because it's hot. But however, in broad daylight, a female is fighting for her life. Unknown who would shoot at the kids and the women. But obviously the targeting of kids and women is an issue this just lately, period. 77th on the handle of an ambulance shooting here on, again, Budlong and 62nd Street. So she's apparently conscious when they took her, from what I know. So at this particular time, I'm sorry y'all, I've been gone for a minute, been dealing with some car issues, but I'm definitely going to try to monitor the streets as best I can. And from my understanding, broad daylight it's happening more and more lately. Don't know really what to say. But she is definitely conscious at this point, praying for her and the family. She was the only one hit. Now, they do have additional information as far as possible some other people that was possibly struck in this shooting, but not known or unknown if they drove them to the hospital. So she might not be the only victim, from my understanding, from what I was ear hustling. 62nd and Budlong, ambulance shooting, y'all. Female shot, looks to me like in her 20s, early 20s. You got 77th on the handle, and this is broad daylight. Look at this, taped off. So they got George units, special detail here. 77th called in, I guess the gang unit to this shooting, but I don't know if it's gang related. Shooting the females and kids, I don't think has anything to do with a gang, other than if the gangs are doing it. Definitely want to say, it's not the time now. Even though summer's attitudes are high and people out here, leaving the 4th of July weekend. I haven't had a chance to put the 4th of July weekend report up, but again, the shooting on 62nd and Budlong, female fighting for her life in the hospital, shot in broad daylight. Kids out here, everybody out here enjoying a beautiful, hot, sunny day. And now she's fighting for her life that fast, y'all, that fast at the hospital. We definitely want to pray for her and her family and hope that this sister pulls through. The African-American female, from my understanding, shot right here at this, this house right here on Budlong and 62nd Street. So they cordon off the area pretty much. They'll be looking at some surveillance tapes. Pretty sure since broad daylight, they might have gotten a description, hopefully, who would shoot a female. I don't know. But if she was not the intended target, you definitely got to look at innocent people getting caught up when you're shooting guns. This is it's one of the things that people are putting out there, is innocent people could be targeted. You might not necessarily probably mean to shoot women and kids, but whenever you're shooting a gun, it's serious. So, female shot here, 62nd and Budlong. Possibly other victims. They waiting to hear from possible other victims here at the scene. And they might have transported them to the hospital, by vehicle. From what one girl was saying, she heard about 8 to 9 shots. So they are picking up shell casings here in the intersection of Budlong, 62nd, 77 on the handle of a female shot right here. African American female. So kids were out here at this time because, you know, a mom or a mother would have her kids with her. Total disregard for, you know, families at this point. Coming from 97th in Vermont, where 3 teenagers were shot the other day. This is unacceptable. This is not something you want to wake up to every day and see on the news. So the community definitely have to put out there, let your brothers, let your sisters live, you know. Definitely gotta let them live. So they got shell casings on the ground pretty much. So it's not like the old days where you shoot and they can't trace the shell casings, because now these boxes of shell casings have serial numbers on them. So there's, you know, a tedious, very, very serious investigation by officers now when these shootings happen, that the shell casings can be used to match, you know, to the person that bought the shell. So it's not so, you know, much as easy, you know, to get away with. So definitely food for thought for brothers who's gonna be out here doing their thing. It's not acceptable when you're targeting innocent people. You know, now if you're gonna play ball, as they say, but that's even wrong. But again, 3 kids the other day, now another female. I don't know what to tell you. This is just sad. So all right, well, I'll be definitely giving y'all updates of this shooting and others that might occur during the daytime, broad daylight here in South LA. I'm Nash Baker. You're watching A Million Hits live 2019, the summer of 2019. You got 77 on the handle of a female shot here on 62nd and Budlong. Peace.